So you probably don't think that the P word has anything to do with your confidence, but the truth is, it has everything to do with it. And I know, because after 10 years of being stuck in this cycle, I quit. And what happened to my confidence after about a month even shocked me. So in this video, I'm gonna show you exactly how adult content kills your confidence, how it secretly shows up in your life without you even realizing it, and one key thing that you have to do if you're serious about actually breaking free. So let me back up just a little bit. When I finally ended my own addiction after about, say, a month clean, I noticed something pretty crazy. For the first time, I felt different. Okay, I had more energy, I looked people in the eyes, I started actually liking myself, I had more confidence with women even, and it was the longest that I ever stayed off the P word. And I needed to know if this feeling was real. Okay, so I looked it up. I looked up studies, I kind of went surfing on the internet, and sure enough, research shows that even watching adult content, even once a week, is linked to lower confidence and worse self-image of men in all ages. It doesn't matter if you're 20 or if you're 80, it affects you. So think about it, why would that even happen? Because you're looking at actors, you're looking at fake bodies, you're looking at fake scenes, and unconsciously, you're comparing yourself, and you might not even realize it, but deep down, you're stacking yourself up against actors. You're stacking yourself up against impossible standards. And that silent comparison that's happening behind the scenes, it eats away at your self-belief, it eats away at your confidence and in your self-image. And that's a dangerous road to go on. It's kind of like going on a first date and thinking it was terrible just because it didn't look like a Hollywood movie scene when you're sharing spaghetti or dancing in the rain. Judging your life by movie standards is ridiculous. But that's exactly what the P word does to you. It makes you feel like your body is not enough, your relationships aren't good enough, or that part of your life just isn't enough. And over time, that feeling builds. You start to think, hey, maybe I'm not attractive enough. Maybe I don't measure up to other guys. And here's where it gets even worse. All of those times that you promise yourself, hey, I'm gonna quit, this is the last time, and you didn't, and you went back. Tell me if this sounds familiar. You're stressed, you're lonely, you have a bad day, and you swore this was the last time you go. And even though you said to yourself you were never gonna go back, you end up in the same cycle. So let me ask you this. Does breaking those promises build confidence? Of course not. It destroys it. Imagine you saying to yourself, I can break this brick with one punch. And you try once, you try twice, you try 100 times, and it never breaks. How confident are you gonna feel after that? Every time you fail, your brain learns, I don't keep my own word. And over time, that destroys a man. That's exactly why I used to feel like a shell of myself. Afraid to make new friends, afraid to talk to pretty women. I was quiet when I should have spoken up. I was letting myself get walked all over. And I was far from the man that I knew I could have been. The P word wasn't just draining my energy, it was draining and taking away my identity and my confidence and the person that I could really be. But here's the good news, okay? Once I understood this, it all made sense. The real shift started when I found a reason to quit. Not a fake, surface level reason, like, hey, it probably would be better if I stopped watching it, but a real reason. Something that you feel in your stomach. For you, it might be your girlfriend or your wife threatening to leave. Maybe you're struggling with performance issues because of the P word. Or maybe it's just you realizing that you're slowly becoming a man that you do not respect. Whatever it is, you need a real reason. Because unless you find one, you're never gonna be able to break the cycle. And I don't say that to scare you, I say that so you understand what you're up against. It's kind of like if someone has diabetes and they cannot stop eating bad foods, okay? But as soon as the doctor tells them, hey, I'm gonna cut off your leg if you keep eating like this, that's the kick that they need to throw away all the junk and start eating healthier. So here's a practical move next time an urge comes up. If you do this, you're gonna be able to quit for good. Say your reason out loud. Now, why out loud? Because when it leaves your head and it's in the real world and you say it and you hear it, it changes the game. So for me, I'd literally tell myself, Nathan, is 5 seconds of pleasure worth 1 wasted hour and a whole day of shame? Are you better than this? And you know what? Asking myself that question, it snapped me out of the fog and that kind of mental cycle I was in, and it gave me the power to choose logic over impulse. So if you try this even once and you see how it makes you feel, you'll be surprised at how strong it helps you become. And you'll be surprised how easy it is to overcome the urge, okay? So let me ask you this. If you have the confidence to be the better person that you want to be, if you could stop second guessing yourself and start living the life like the man that you know you are, what would that change in your life? Imagine how different it would feel walking into a room with your chest completely out, knowing that you're the man. How confident would you be? How confident would you be if you were able to break this cycle? I want you to have the same transformation that I did. That's why I put together this private root session where we can dive deep into your specific trigger and build a plan to break free for good. If that sounds like what you might be looking for and you want to actually break this cycle, click the link below and schedule a one-on-one root session call with me. We will talk and we will make a game plan on how to actually break free from adult content. Because here's the truth. Until you handle this, it's always going to steal your confidence. But once you take control, your whole life gets completely open. So click the link and I'll see you on the inside.